Hey friends, it's Shannon Dusky, and this is Unwind Your Life, a podcast where I unwind the deeper meaning behind life's ordinary events to inspire us all to live with more peace, joy, and intention every single day. I'm so happy you're here. Hello. Holy shit, you guys. Okay, I've been putting off recording another session for one reason or another podcast for one reason or another. And today I'm done putting it off, but I will tell you, I sound terrible. And here's my hot mess of a house. It's really not that messy, but I'm just bringing it to you real today to give you some words of encouragement. Today we're going to talk about worth, but I have a fun story. So if you're new here, I love thrifting. I feel like the value of items or the value that we place on items is such an interesting thing. The idea that someone's like, oh, I don't need this, and just tosses it, right? And another person comes along and they're like, oh my gosh, I must have this for whatever reason. The idea of that is interesting to me. And it's also about the hunt of it. I don't know. It's just fun. I just enjoy it. It's like a fun hobby, right? And there are so many people that make a living thrifting and reselling. So there have been several things that I have acquired in my life that have brought a lot of peace and joy and happiness, that have been thrifted items. For instance, I have this really cool barrel style chair that's green velvet. And I looked up after I came home with that sucker for $5. I looked up the value on it and I flipped it over and looked at the brand and I was just kind of curious. And a set of those suckers is going for $450 on eBay. And so I just think it's funny because the idea that my $5 chair, you throw it in a vintage store, say in the city, I could just see this being staged with a guitar or something in a vintage Nashville area, and you could sell that shit for $200. The other thing that I came across, so before Christmas, I was looking around. We do a thrift Christmas, which is so fun because it takes all of the stress or did I get enough off of your heart when it comes to Christmas. It was the funnest Christmas ever. And so I was hanging out around the Agape shop, which I frequent pretty regularly. And I'm looking for a chain because I'm making a little piece of something for a friend and I need a chain, a necklace chain or anyways, I need a chain for it. And I come across this piece of jewelry and I was like, Kendra Scott, I'm pretty sure that's a designer brand. So, and it was pretty. So I grabbed it and took it home and kind of looked it up. And again, a $90 necklace that I got for 10 cents. So I thought that was pretty cool. And all of this to say that here's the greater meaning behind this, right? When things change locations, the perceived value of said things change, but the worth is still the same. So if you think about this in terms of people or humans, I think about this also in our work, right? Right now, I'm managing a lot of different a lot of different things. And some of those things, I'm just going to throw that out there is there's a guy across the street that I'm helping out right now while his other personal assistant is on maternity leave. I go do that job. I'm paid, I think $13 an hour to go over there and help him out. usually about once a day. The Airbnb next door, I'll clean that when they have checkouts. They pay me $60 every time I clean it. Great, cool. Go into coaching, like my sessions are $150 a session. So like all of these things have this perceived value. All of the work that we do has perceived value. The titles we hold, the levels of leadership that we're in, we have perceived value. But my worth never changes. I am always worthy. I am always loved. I am always important. And I always matter. And I think a lot of times people put so much weight on the work that we do. I, for one, like, I feel like I'm a recovering, not workaholic, but like I used to believe that my worth was in my work. I When I came out of college, I did what I was supposed to do, right? What society says is the right thing. I went to college. I did business. I liked college. It was fun. I think there's important things to it. I got a sales job coming out of college, and I did like the hustle and grind of the early 20s, right? The hustle and grind. Worked my way up to the top of the sales team several years in a row, and kind of got hit with this like massive uh, it wasn't a speed bump. It was a freaking like avalanche on the road during that time. And it made it nearly impossible to be good at my job. And it was terrible. It was so terrible. And after speaking like with the owner and things like that, I'm kind of going off on a tangent I didn't expect. Um, like it made me realize that I was putting way too much emphasis. Like, I felt like I wasn't good at anything if I couldn't be good at my job. Like, who was I if I wasn't good at my job? And like, after that season and after the avalanche kind of cleared, there was still a pretty good amount of snow on the road. But after that cleared, I was like, you know what? I have got to find myself outside of this. And I have got to give myself permission to explore what really sets my soul on fire and what I actually want to do. Because if I put all my worth into my work, at the end of the day, like, who am I really? And so just kind of going back to this concept of like things changing value in their location or changing, yeah, perceived value. Like, nobody gets to decide your worth. Like, you are always worthy. I am always worthy. Where you show up has different value. And I think that's like a big reason as to why I am so grateful and I've chosen what I've done to um step away from that full-time job at this time where I have like three littles at home and have that value at home and learn what that's like, which is a whole new world for me because I wasn't in a family with a stay-at-home mom. Like, both of my parents worked. And so kind of navigating that has been really wonderful and really freaking terrible. But really assessing just what value you bring to each space that you show up in, and understanding that no matter if it's a good day or no matter if it's a bad day or no matter if you did the best in this one area or you're, top of your game over here or under your game over here, your worth is still the same. What you get paid may be different, but how you show up and who you are is what matters. I hope you found value in this. Thanks for sticking it out with me, even though I sound terrible. I am friggin' proud of myself for getting this shit done. So I love you guys. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next week.
Thanks for unwinding with me. If you found value in this episode, share it with a friend, leave a review, or subscribe. To connect with me about one-on-one coaching, group coaching, or other ways we can work together, head over to unwindcoaching.com. I love you, and I'm so glad you're here.